Hello guys, welcome back
to Sugar and Spice. This week we're talking about all things confidence.
Is this something that I feel like a lot of people have requested?
Yeah, definitely.
And we thought we'd do a whole episode on confidence, what it means to be confident, how to be more confident, and different tips on becoming more confident.
We're going to talk about confidence in dating, confidence in friendships, and confidence in the bedroom as well. Naughty. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, so Miss Queen Raquel is number one queen in confidence.
I'll take that.
Walks into any room. You know what's funny? We both are confident, but you're confident in a very magnetic, charismatic way. I'm the classic Capricorn. I'm a quieter confidence. I just walk into a room and I'm definitely more subtle, but we both can go up and talk to anyone and just, I think that's how we've really made some of our most amazing friendships, some of our most amazing connections with work. And I guess, met some really cute boys.
That's a really good point. I don't think confidence has to do with this bravado, this eccentric, over the top extrovert.
Yeah.
Confidence is also a quiet confidence.
Yeah.
It's confidence is an action. You choose to be confident. It's not actually a personality trait. It's you're choosing to be confident every time you give something a try.
Yeah.
So I think it more intertwines with courageousness.
Interesting. That's so true.
Yeah. Because it's everyone's starting at zero, even starting a podcast. We've never done this before. We've never filmed in this way, created a studio, but we're just giving it a chance and we're just
100%.
trying to do it.
Yeah.
That is confidence. That's to be confident is to give it a try rather than to be riddled with self-doubt and to succumb to the inner saboteur, which we all have.
Yeah.
And to be well, I can't do it. Or, it's even that idea of imposter syndrome. Of course, you're going to have imposter syndrome if you haven't done something before. But it's just the willingness to try is confidence. And it creates that confidence, competence loop.
Yeah.
So it becomes easier because you've done it more times and you just,
This reminds me, I've just introduced into my work outside of Sugar and Spice, videography is a skill. And when I first picked up a camera, I was I have no idea what I'm doing. And I've taught myself everything, but it was so daunting at the start. And I've been doing it for a year. I'm got
Easy.
it, love it. It's excelled my business. And if I didn't push myself in that way, I never would have had this extra element to my life, which A, I love, B, has allowed me to grow as a business, and C, has the confidence, competence loop. It's taught me that I can pursue anything I put my mind to, and even if it doesn't work out. I guess a good question to flow into from that is, how do you get over the hurdle of imposter syndrome or being riddled by doubt to push you into not doing something?
I feel there's so many different facets to this, right?
Yeah.
Number one is everything is going to be uncomfortable at the start and you just have to do it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, do it.
Yeah.
You can sit there and ponder and think but what if this happens? What if that doesn't happen? You just do it. You can't think too much about it. And if it doesn't work out, if everything goes badly, that's when you're going to learn from something. I thought about this recently. I had a friend's birthday and it was a sit down dinner and I didn't know anyone there. And it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friend, I was oh my God, I feel really anxious going in there. And he was you're the most confident person ever. You don't care about that stuff. And then I was wow, younger me who was so confident because I'd gone through bullying and I'd gone through hardship and whatever, it made me so resilient. But because I hadn't strengthened that part of me and I lived in such a comfortable kind of life, as I've grown older, I'm not in uncomfortable situations. Therefore, so I feel I'm not learning as much.
Yeah.
So being in that discomfort, sitting with that, it could go wrong. Well, then the worst thing that's going to happen is that you're going to learn from it.
Yeah.
You're going to learn from that mistake and then it's going to better,
Also, playing into that, things going wrong isn't so bad. It's whatever, you said, learn from it, pick yourself up, move on. We put this catastrophic emphasis on things going bad, but most of the time it goes the right way anyway. And even if it does 100%. Go bad, so what? Literally, so what?
I just mean what's the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
The worst case scenario is people are going to judge you, let's say, the fear of the crowd or whatever it is. But I like to think of who are these people? Do they actually portray characteristics that I would want? Are they, am I taking criticism from people that I would take advice from? Do I want their lives? Are they these people that have, have integrity, courage, all these qualities that I wish to possess? Or am I like cowering to the perspectives of people that are just, like normal people, and like what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to think, oh my God, what a loser. Like, and how are you going to be a loser for trying? Like,
and you know what? Like, anyone that's actually going to put you down is either insecure
100%.
or jealous. Because if you think of anyone that's like super successful in this life, all the movie directors, all the pop stars, all the models, whoever it is that you look up to, like they didn't give about it and just did it,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't be where they are unless they just ignored everyone else around them. So no matter what you're trying to attain, it's kind of like no one else's opinion really matters, apart from obviously your loved ones and those you really care for. Other than that,
and also the fear of like regretting.
oh yeah,
That is like much worse than the fear of like making a mistake and people being like,
100%.
oh my God. It's like you're going to grow old and you're going to look back at your life and be like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I feel this? Why didn't I push myself? Like that fear is like holds so much more power than like, oh my God, I wasn't the best at this thing when I tried it for the first time.
you know what I think really breeds that feeling is like being in Australia.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah, and just feeling like you're not really doing as much as you can.
Yeah.
Or like experiencing as much as you want to, because Australia just, we all just work and it just feels like this very monotonous life. Whereas I think if you're living elsewhere, you're like doing shit all the time. And it's sidetracked, but I just think, yeah, Australia is definitely an interesting place to experience and pursue life in that way.
100%. I feel like to act more confident and to choose to be more confident, I feel like what really helped me when I was younger was to fake it until I made it.
Yeah.
Like I acted as if I acted in confidence every day. Everyone thought I was like the most confident, self-assured person. I was like riddled with anxiety, riddled with self-doubt, but my pride issues would refrain me from actually showing people that. So like I feel like when you act in ways, you act as your higher self, you act in a way that you wish to be like, you say it enough times, you'll believe it. It'll become like a loop in your brain where you're like, but this is the thing. I feel like all these little things that you do are inhibiting you from being more confident. Like, whether it's, if you want to wear an outfit, asking your friends, should I wear this? What do you think of this? It's almost like you're not trusting in your taste.
True.
Should I upload this photo? It's almost like you're not trusting in your taste. I feel like these small things where you constantly need approval is kind of telling yourself, oh, I don't trust in myself. I don't trust in how I perceive things. Like, I think letting go of those kinds of things and just like believing in what you feel and acting the way in which you want to, I feel like that is like a really good way to train yourself to be more confident.
Because confidence, like fake it till you make it for sure, but like authentic confidence is all about self-love and like loving yourself from the inside. So this projection of yourself is always at that standard, you know what I mean? And you just don't care about what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
Like that, reaching that spot, I think it's an age thing too. Like as you get older, you really start giving like less of a crap about what anyone else thinks, and you learn a lot more about yourself. And internally, like the more you start to love yourself, I feel like for me personally, the more confident I got. Not that I've ever not been confident. My mum's definitely like always pushed me to be confident, but I feel like it's gotten easier as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think you just become like, you have more skill sets, you like believe in things more because you get rewarded for more things. You're no longer in like a cage of a school dynamic. So like,
you just don't care also.
You just don't care.
I feel like less emphasis on the external world.
Yeah.
Because you're just more assured of yourself. I guess as you get older, you learn more about yourself as time goes on.
I think talking about the external world, I think what really helped me to becoming more confident as well is like stoicism. So it's like amor fati, like lovingly submitting to fate, whatever will be, and not focusing on external things that you have no control over. How you're being perceived, I have no control over that, so why would I fret over that? Reputation, social status, having so much emphasis on your value being what car you drive or like you being a certain class or whatever it is, it's like you don't have complete control of those things. What you have complete control over are your beliefs, your ideas, how you treat people, your integrity, your honor.
Feel. Yeah. Like I feel like having control over the way you feel the minute you wake up.
Yeah.
And not getting caught up in like all of the stresses of the day. Like when I start to get stressed, because I used to be, and I'm weaning off it, but I still kind of am a massive stress head. And the more I've taught myself that like I just need to have my feet on the ground, like having mindfulness and actually being present and realizing I'm so lucky to be living in a house house, to be surrounded by people that I love, to be, you know, healthy, and all of these things like we take for granted because we're lost in the swamp of social media. It's actually crazy. I think, yeah, just like being grateful for things also will allow you to
100%.
just like tune yourself back in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I also think like curating your social media to be about things that like make you feel good about yourself. Like you are in control of that.
Yeah.
Waking up and seeing things of like a life that you wish to have, and, you know, also knowing, and I don't know, I feel like it's said so much, but I'm just really want to like rein this in. Everything on social media is fake. Like, and just understanding that, like this perfect family, they probably have problems. This beautiful life, like things, you know, might be rented or whatever. And even if it's not, like, the possession of something else that someone else has doesn't mean that you don't have other things. Like, it's not because she's beautiful, you're not beautiful.
It should definitely never be a reflection. Other people should not be a reflection of you.
I think like a lot of people like looking outwards
Yeah.
instead of like looking internally and focusing on those internal things that they have control over. Like that should be the main focus.
100%.
Because if you're looking outside, you will always be miserable. And like, remember, like, you never be as young, as
Literally.
hot, not
Oh
as
my
hot, but like
God.
as like this moment that you're in right now, like you will never be here again. And like, just, I don't know. I think also removing yourself and looking at the wider picture of the world of like,
just what I was saying before, 100%. On that note, quickly, I ran into my neighbor this morning, and she's probably in her 70s, and I was wearing like this little workout outfit. And she was like, oh my God, you girls, like, because me and my friend were both in workout outfits. She's like, you girls, while you're young, like, lap it up, like, wear everything, do everything. Like, I love that, like, reminder from people who are older than us, like, live the life, do the thing, post the thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, she's so cute. But yeah, I just feel like, do you know older women, like, when we see them on the street, and rather than death staring us, they're like, yeah, girl, get it. Like, I wish I was your age to live it up.
I love that.
One day we're going to be there. Just going to be you and I in the street. We're going to be like, yes, girl.
100%. Okay, so let's think of some tactics that people can implement to act in more confidence. I think one of them is like exposure therapy, exposing yourself to things so that they lose their, I guess, like the fear dissipates.
Yeah.
So like maybe if you're really scared to speak up, like just answer a question at uni. Like if you're really scared to maybe just post on Instagram, like blindly, and like see what happens. Like what's the worst that can happen?
You know all the big influencers that have made it, they always are like, just post it.
Yeah.
Because if that's what you want to do with your life, like, and they'll show their growth the more they post. So just do it. Like Nike, just full head of down pat.
Yeah, 100%. Like Alex Earl, do you think she was like, you know, proficient in social media out of the womb? Like she had to learn that. She had to put herself out there.
She had to put herself out there. Everyone.
Or any business idea, like what separates two people can have the same idea, and one person can even, you know, hold more knowledge on that idea and actually have like more skills, but the other one will succeed further because they believed in themselves. And the other one was too scared and lived in fear.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think really like having this alter ego and separating yourself can be like something you work towards as well. Like creating an alter ego, having a name for her, or even a celebrity that you look up to. Like what would Beyonce do? What would Beyonce do in this moment? Is she going to be like, oh no, I'm not going to wear that. What are people going to think of me? She would just wear that and it would become a trend.
You know what's interesting on this topic? Like reading into people who you idolize too. Because like, for example, me, the painter Francis Bacon, I read his biography and he literally failed so many times. It was crazy. Now he's like one of the biggest painters in the world, but he just kept going because he had this tenacity, this like drive, this obsession, whatever it is, it just kept pushing him. And he literally, like, I think he studied, I can't remember how long he studied for, but he kind of wasn't that well trained, I guess maybe. I might have got that wrong. But I just feel like, yeah, reading about him really, and every time I have like a slight minute of doubt, I'm like, Bacon would be like, whatever. You know what I mean?
And I think that goes into like, if you use your energy into like honing in on your skills, your achievements, your goals, and then with time you'll become better at said thing.
Yeah.
The views of other people will become less important as well because you will be like, you'll be better at it.
Yeah.
I think that goes into like confidence with friendship.
Yeah.
Like hanging around the right kind of
Yes.
people. You can do as much work as you can and constantly be, you know, having these inner dialogues of very positive affirmations and waking up every day and starting the day right. And then when you're surrounded with people who make you feel bad or make you doubt yourself, it's going to be hard that you're kind of going against the wave, like going against the current. Like I think starting off there, and even if that means being alone, like solitude is a great
100%.
place to be in. If being in solitude, being alone, or being with people that constantly eat at your self-confidence, I would definitely take the being alone. Like when I went through high school, I was bullied. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that period in my life because I was so strong and I came out so strong and I was strong during it. And I think it was also because had so much self-assurance from such a young age to other young people. It's kind of puzzling because it's at a time where everyone doubts themselves so heavily. So I don't know, really just not allowing other people to dictate how I view myself, and then whether it's being alone or creating other friendships of people that, you know, maybe they're also black sheeps of where they come from, or they're
well, that's what we found with all of our friends.
Yeah.
Like also this is easier when you leave school. I know sometimes when you're at school, it's a bit hard because you're kind of like stuck with the people you're surrounded with. And we found it like way easier once we left school. We actually found our people. But we found that like when we left school and we actually met each other, oh my God, it's our 10-year anniversary next year. All of our friends, probably like 15 or 20 of us, were like all the like black sheep from like their school or their, I don't know, area. And it's actually the cutest thing ever.
100%.
And you find your people and then you naturally just feel more confident because in their presence, they make you feel confident and they're loving and they're open and all of our friends are extremely creative and very successful. So it's kind of like you just breathe this energy.
You find your people.
Yeah.
And I know that that's like a massive struggle of people like not finding their people and like, I don't know, feeling, because I used to get that question all the time on Instagram. People would DM me being like, you know, you have such a good group of friends. Like, how did you guys find each other? Like how, whatever it is. And we're very lucky that we were drawn, you know, with each other. I think for a lot of people, maybe it's a little bit more tough, but I'd much, much, much rather be in solitude or have one friend than to have a group of friends that are not aligning with me or my higher self, making me feel bad.
Something that I think has made it harder is definitely social media. Because you spend so much time like in this world, this digital world, you don't really, and COVID I guess has made it harder too. People don't really go out and socialize and do stuff and meet stuff. Like where do you meet people these days if you want to make friends?
I mean, whether you're at uni or whether you're like going to, well, it depends what you're into.
True. I guess clubbing was big for us.
Yeah.
Like we met so many friends clubbing. People still club. If so, like, where do you go in Melbourne? I think there's definitely clubs.
But yeah, I think going to like like-minded things, whatever it is. But I think we could talk about how to find friends, another thing. But the confidence with friendship, I think is like,
that ties in though, because you gotta be confident to make, as in like you gotta put yourself out there to make new friends.
Yeah.
So if you walk into a space, like say you like potteries, you think there'll be like-minded people there, and you go to a pottery class, but you're too shy to talk to anyone.
I think social anxiety really like more prevalent after COVID because everyone was kind of trapped away for so long. Even me, I was experiencing a bit of social anxiety.
Yeah.
And as I've grown older, I feel like I have more social anxiety than when I was younger. And I think that's because I'm not in situations as often where I don't know anyone.
Yeah, exposure therapy.
But now I'm like, just go in there and just fake it. Go and speak to people. Worst thing that's going to happen, like nothing bad is going to happen of that. What, you're not someone's cup of tea. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're not someone's cup of tea. And honestly, that's another really important point.
That's a blessing.
You're not going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
This like need to be liked and accepted by every person. It's almost narcissistic.
Yeah.
Like let go of this desire to be liked by everyone. If you have beliefs, by nature, you're not going to align with other people, and that's fine. It's okay to not have every single person in the world like you.
It's a blessing.
And stand on it.
It's a blessing.
And it could also be that you're just different people. There's some people I wish them the best, but we just don't align, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not an active dislike, but it's just not a person that, you know, maybe they're, for me, I don't like judgmental people. As soon as I feel someone's really judgmental, that's like the one thing I say. I can be friends with anyone from, I could go to a different part of the world where we don't even speak the same language. They could be 20 years old, my senior. I could be besties with them if we can communicate somehow, but as long as they're not judgmental.
Yeah.
I cannot be friends with a judgmental person.
No.
But if someone's more judgy and whatever, I'm sure they'll find their people. Like it's just like a different alignment.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh, that
well, some people are more conservative or closed-minded or more, you know, based in a particular way. Okay, for example, if you have some kind of belief, whether you're a strong feminist, whether you're a strong Marxist, whether you're a strong environmentally conscious person, a vegan, a whatever school of thought, a Christian, a Muslim, whatever, and you base those beliefs as a strong part of your identity, maybe someone on the other end and you are not going to align in a certain way, and that's fine. Like why I feel like that's a very important note is like let go of the fear of being disliked. It's fine to be disliked. I know I can be quite loud. I can be a certain way. I know I'm not for everyone, and it's fine. Someone not liking me says, it's fine. It's nothing to do with me. It's about them. And also the judgment of someone else is a lot to do with how they view themselves.
100%.
And that's really important to remember. Someone might not like you because you trigger something within them. You might not be received well by someone because they might not even like themselves. So how would they like you?
Yeah.
Remembering that and being okay with it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of my ex.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like judgy. Hey, there's a lot of I'm such a girl's girl, but I met a lot of women in my life who have not been particularly nice to me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It is what it is. And I know it's more about them and the issues that they hold than it is about me.
Yeah.
You can only go with that mindset if you don't actually do anything wrong. If you move with integrity, going back to stoicism, and you always do the right thing, and you always, try to be the best that you can, try to move with honor, then someone not liking you has nothing to do with your actions. It's more to do with who they are as a person, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's
agreed.
fine. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So find friends that you align with and stop fearing the judgment of friends. Yeah.
Agreed.
And then
confidence with dating. So this for me is interesting because it's not about like walking into a room and like being confident to go chat up guys, because that's not really like.
No, but it's like someone asks you on a date and not being scared of like, having a good conversation, being a bit more relaxed, everyone says, you look up any sort of thing, what's the most attractive quality in someone is confidence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You are magnetic when you're confident.
Yeah.
People are drawn to you. You might go on a date and not act in a way that's confident because, you're self-doubting or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the person could leave the date and be like, that was so boring.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't actually, maybe you're really comfortable around your friends, but you just were a bit shy or whatever it is. And it's fine to be more reserved, and that can be built over time. But I think acting in a confident way on a date, for example, and being like, well, just how do you act more confident on a date?
Well, I guess it comes back to the self-love, like self-assurance thing, right? Because if you know yourself and you love yourself, being in like the presence of someone who you've got a romantic interest in should allow you to just be yourself and like bring
I
out
just
the
think you
best
can
in
fake
you.
it.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to love yourself to be confident. I think that you can act confident without actually loving yourself.
I'm the opposite to that, because I think that like I can't fake it like that.
But I
I've
just
had to
think
do the work.
self-love even, right?
Yeah.
It's like you want to accept yourself, because your love is going to be dependent on your mood. How you feeling that day? Maybe, you're this. Yes, you have an all-round self-love where you love yourself and like you accept yourself. But your mood, depending on, how you look or whatever, is going to vary on day to day. So I feel like on days when you're not feeling it, babes, don't let the world know that.
True.
Don't come into the day being like, oh my God, I'm so bloated. Like I just had my period and just go in there like, you can't. I feel like the more negative thoughts you're saying about yourself, the more you're going to believe them. We are the creator of our thoughts. We're the creator of our universe. When we say, what I hate the most is self-deprecating humor. When someone constantly makes themselves the butt of the joke, it's very Australian. Like, oh, I'm such a disgusting loser. Like, why are you, it's a very Aussie guy thing. They do that. Yeah, they do that a lot. Like, oh, I don't want to think of it. Yeah, it's like the humor of like putting yourself down and like it being funny. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm struggling to think of like, you might be nervous, but why would you not go into a date with your best foot forward?
Because you're riddled with self-doubt, babe.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You're riddled with self-doubt. You're thinking like, oh my God, he's looking at my pimple.
Yeah, true.
Oh my God, my hair's like this.
And it's so crazy. People don't see anything. Like I just said to Raquel, oh my God, I'm like noticing lines in my forehead. And Raquel's like, I can't see anything.
Literally can't say anything. You are your own worst critic.
Yeah.
And don't play into the inner saboteur. Like shut that negative thought in your brain and don't even express it. A big thing that helped me throughout high school is that like, how it's really normal for girlfriends to talk about their insecurities?
With the boyfriend?
No, with their girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
Like whatever. I never said it. And so to my girlfriends, it was like, is she almost arrogant? It was like that scene in Mean Girls, when she's like, my nail beds suck or whatever. And it's like, you know, girls will sit in and foster this kind of, in high school when, you know, it's a time where everyone's kind of more hard on themselves. But I was like, no, nothing wrong with me. And like, I'm not going to sit there and like talk negative about myself, even though I have so many insecurities.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many things
I agree with like, yeah.
I'm a human, but I'm not going to sit there and, especially if it's things that I can't control about whatever it is, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, because it's almost like I'm actioning out those thoughts. I like that's what I'm portraying into the world.
Yeah.
And like I grew up in a family where like if you say something bad about yourself, there's a collective like, oh my God, don't say that. Like how? So it's like, stop the just openly accepting of like, I'm going to talk badly about myself.
Have you ever been on a date with a guy where he's really nervous and isn't confident?
Oh my God. I went on a date with this guy once. Gorgeous guy. Great profession.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, I can't believe that you would be on a date with someone like me.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. Like how would you be on a date with me? And I was like so instantly turned off. Because I'm like, if you don't see your value, why would I see your value?
Yeah.
You know, like why would I... Yeah, I don't know. There's a bit of like pride and dignity I think you need to carry with yourself in the world. And that's not arrogance.
No.
You want to be humble. It's not about screaming the loudest. It's not about like I'm here.
You Leos do it best.
Yeah, I mean, some people are obnoxious, babe. Some people are very like,
true.
I think it's like, and you have to know also when you move more confident, it almost hurts other people. Your presence starts to annoy other people, and why that is because they hate themselves. We're in a world where a lot of people hate themselves, unfortunately. So you're going to move to their beat or you're going to move to your own.
100%.
So I think, moving with confidence is not moving with like bravado, yelling to the top of the world, I'm here, look at me. It's your energy can do that, right? But you just move through the world as like, you're really sure of yourself.
So talking about like going on a date with people who don't feel confident, I went on a date with a guy once and he was so shy that he barely spoke to me the whole time. And we went for dinner. Can you imagine how awkward that is? Like sitting opposite someone. We really have to like put the fishing line in to get an answer.
What I do in situations like that is I overcompensate.
I know, but it's uncomfortable.
I hate it.
And you stay on the day. I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. My sister's quite sick. I've got to go.
Yeah.
Like she's got a cold and I've got to go look after her, which is literally like the worst excuse ever. But it was like he'd like, you know, give the waiter like a one-word response. And it was just really uncomfortable. And you can't sit across from someone like that. No. It's so uncomfortable.
Maybe I've been on dates with guys that have been shy and insecure and whatever, which was very weird for me because I'm like, why are we even here? But it's whatever. But I've also been on dates with, dated guys who've tried to humble me and my confidence. And that can happen, you know? Some men, they don't like a confident woman.
Ew, then why would they?
They want to bring you down to earth.
Why would they take you on a date?
I don't know.
It's so weird.
I don't know.
It's not for all people.
I think some people, they like to be more possessive and like you can clip someone's wings.
Ew.
Think about your ex as well. Some men like have a problem with a woman who thinks highly of herself and they will try to chip at that. And that's, you have to also really recognize that because it can like tear you down so thin. Like you can really disconnect from yourself, forget who you are, lose your spark. And so those things are really, some people will lift you up and create a space. You choose to be confident.
You've got to be so careful.
You have to make that choice. Even in the most uncomfortable situations, you have to make the choice to be confident. But if you're around spaces, you're around a partner or friendships that constantly, you know, are tearing you down, it is very hard to choose to be confident because over time you will start to believe the negative things around you.
Be so careful. Be so careful who you surround yourself with. Be so careful who you end up dating because you spend so much time with them. It's crazy. And they can really extract all of your energy and all of your confidence and make you about like this big.
100%. And what will hurt the most at the end of it is how much you betrayed yourself.
Oh my God.
That pain of like, how did I allow this person to tear me down, have to rebuild. You know, you can always rebuild. And if you're listening to this and you've gone through this or you're going through this, you can always rebuild. And starting at the bottom is great.
An example.
Because you can rebuild. There's no going like lower than that. So, but yeah, being very cognizant of like...
Dating's a big one because you spend so much time with them. Friends obviously is massive, but dating, like you literally spend every day with them.
I think friends is more important than dating.
But as in if you end up with someone who's like, you know, wants to bring you down and you're with them all the fucking time, you're sleeping next to them, like they will get into your brain.
Yeah, true.
I guess you can always flick them off, but you can flick friends off too. I don't know. Also, like that connection, like that love connection too, it just takes it to another, for me, more psychological level of like penetration.
Moving on to confidence in the bedroom. Is there something that makes you more confident in the bedroom?
This is going to sound really shallow, but like being confident in my body, and that's come with exercising and Pilates. So I used to hate exercise with a passion because I never found my thing. Pilates has changed the way that I feel about my body and has therefore allowed me to carry myself with way more confidence in the bedroom. It sounds shallow, but
No, it's part of the mind, body, soul.
It is. But, you know, I guess sex isn't just physical, but it allows me to feel more confident.
Well, for women, actually, like it's, you know, a lot to do with their enjoyment and their reaching to the O has a lot to do with, you know, letting go. And you can only do that when you're out of your head, right? And when you think of yourself as like sexy and all these things, it like really helps. For me, it's like mirror work, like looking at yourself in the mirror, maybe touching in the mirror, like seeing yourself be turned on and like, yeah, I feel like mirror is great. Like
Sex in the City.
Is that a Leo thing?
Yeah, we are so Charlotte and Samantha right now. I'm like,
I just feel like mirror work is hot, like seeing what you need to see and yeah. And also a really common question that we got surrounding this topic was like anxiety around wetness.
For women, 100%.
Yeah. And not feeling like you're getting wet enough.
Yeah. And that can deplete your confidence. Like, I don't know about you, but like if you feel like you're overthinking it because you're not wet enough, you're stressed, and therefore everything is just like a downhill decline.
And so we like researched the whole thing around surrounding wetness, and we realized there's so many reasons why you can't get wet.
Yeah.
But we think it's like us. We think it's like, you know, but it's a lot to do with like, you know, whether you're even drinking enough water that day. It could be like, you know, medication that you're on, different parts of your cycle, how you're feeling. Like there's so many elements. So
yeah, because that performance anxiety definitely makes you not feel confident.
Yeah.
It's like overthinking everything. Your mind is elsewhere, so you can't really focus on being confident.
Yeah. And so
Raquel and I put our heads together and we thought like confidence is such an important thing in the bedroom. Men have their own thing that they can do if they're not feeling confident in the bedroom. Women need one.
So we created pre-play.
So this is our baby. This is our baby. This is the key for female confidence in the bedroom. How exciting. So what it is, it's a lubricant suppository. So instead of having to stop the process, instead of having to be like, oh, like I need lube, like I'm not feeling very wet, therefore not feeling very confident, you can put this in 20 minutes before you have playtime and you will be so wet.
Yeah, you can put 1, 2, you just take it out, you insert it, and it takes 20 minutes. You don't even have to tell them, like, if you don't want to. But it's, filled with great ingredients as well. You guys can check it on the website. We'll link it down below. But we're so excited about this product. Like,
we've been working on it for like a year.
Yeah, and we're just so excited, like, for you guys to try it.
So, confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah, so
here we come.
If you guys have any other questions around confidence, please let us know, or any questions in general. We'd love to like discuss.
Love to chat to you.
Yeah.
So send us a DM, send us a comment, whatever it is. And now we're going to get into some rapid fire. Since we spoke about friendship so much in this episode, we're going to do red flags for friends. Red flags for friends, they don't stick up for you.
Oh.
Like, why are you even friends? What is the purpose?
If your friend doesn't stick up for you, then not your friend. If they can sit back and recite a story that someone else told them or any shit that was talking about you and they didn't A, stand up for you, B, break their nose, they're not your friend.
That TikTok trend. Yeah. Oh, what did you say? Nothing. I break their nose like that. Amen. That's a friend. Because at the end of the day, nah.
Red flag for friends when they don't interact with your content.
Amen.
They don't like your story. They don't like your posts, they don't comment, they don't subscribe.
Especially when you're starting a business. I mean, personally too, like, damn, that photo's hot, whatever it is. The friends that sit there quietly, friends that sit there quietly, you're not going to support your friends when they're doing shit with their lives. Like, that is stinge AF.
Some people are so stingy with their likes and their followers.
Literally, like, it's costing them their entire existence. Like, fucking press the like button.
I could not see my friend upload anything and not like it.
Yeah,
not
and comment and be like...
Yeah. You have some friends that are like, Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I saw that photo you uploaded. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't like it. You didn't comment. Not that it's like this need for validation, but it's just a weird...
It's support. You support your
yeah.
friends no matter what they do, because at the end of the day, that support is what will get your friend where they want to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not there, if you're not at day one, why are you friends?
Yeah. You have to celebrate, not celebrating your friends' wins and
It's
just like
weird.
not telling your friend that they look like a baddie. They
It's
look
weird.
hot. They look whatever it is. It's so weird.
It's giving weird. It's giving insecure. It's giving, like, if you're doing it out of spite, it's giving fucking insecure.
Yeah.
If
Or
you're
like
looking
sharing
at
your
it-
friend comes out with a song. Your friend comes out
Yeah,
with this
literally.
thing. And not sharing it. Like, it's,
Your friend start a podcast and you don't like or comment on anything. Just saying. Red flag for friends. Being stingy in any way, shape or form when it comes to either counting the bill and, you know, there's a dollar discrepancy and asking for the dollar, or it's being stingy with your love, or it's being stingy with support, whatever it is, being stingy is a red flag.
yeah. The friends that are like, oh, the Uber was $10. Can you transfer me $5? Like, girl, relax.
Even so,
we're gonna see each other again. It's not the end. It's not the last day.
We
You're
travelled
gonna
to-
get repaid that amount. You get this one. I get the next one.
Tit for tat,
Thinking
like,
about
not tit for tat in
money.
a bad way, but like you and I travel together and it's like, I'll get this, you get that, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
as if
Having
you're
a
gonna-
count of that is like, it's so
a
weird.
mental tally of money is actually gross.
I get it, like, if you're young and, like, you know, like at uni and, like, 18 or whatever, and you've got, like, even so, like,
$5
what?
to your name, like, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's such a weird thing
So that's
to
being
keep.
stingy with money. They're being stingy with love or like attention or affection or anything like that. Like not checking in your
You know what's like a
friends.
new, very Gen Z type of thing?
What?
Being like, you know, do you have time to hold space?
Yes.
Or
Ew.
like,
Ew.
I don't know, I need to create boundaries or whatever it is. It's like, babes, sorry, not have a cry, but like.
Have a cry.
It's
Have a
what sort of
fucking
friend
cry.
are you? Do you
Literally.
need like trigger warnings and like it's so weird holding space? Like it's not what it is to be a friend. Is for your friend to call you up whenever they want to discuss
That's
whatever
some
they
new
need
age
to
shit.
discuss and for you to be there for them. Like
We've both been through traumatic things and like the door is wide open 24/7. You can call me at fucking 3 a.m. You can call me
100%.
at 2 a.m. You can go like I'm gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna allow you to vent whatever you need to vent. And if we're both going through shit, we'll figure it out.
you'll
Like,
listen to the same story
hold
100
space.
times.
Literally, I can't tell you
and
how many
still-
times you listen to me rant about my
And
ex.
every single time it's with the same enthusiasm of like,
Exactly.
you know, and support and holding space and whatever, you know.
being stingy. Ew.
Yeah. Red flag for friends when they ditch you for a guy or a boyfriend or someone they're seeing or a date or whatever it is. And I don't mean like, you know, you're roughly going to see your friend and then it's like, baby, do you mind? Like, I just got invited to this. Your friend's not going to care. But like you have your plans with your friend and it's like, oh no, but he asked me to do this. And leaving your friend for any kind of male validation, male time, whatever it is, I think is really, women, like for guys, I feel like that kind of a person is like not a true friend.
Very carry core.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, Miranda, all good.
Yeah. Sex in the City.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's bad. But yeah,
Gross. But you've got a good like. If when a person starts seeing a guy, you give them like 3 months. What is it?
Oh yeah. So when I've had this for so long. When my friends will start dating someone, I give them like 2-3 months to be on Lover's Island. I understand like being all loved up, and you know they're going to be a little bit flaky or they're going to have their time. After that, if they're not making effort, like or whatever, then I guess they've just chosen that. And then what happens when them and that guy break up? You know, it's like you're not going to make time for your friendships. That. You know,
Well, it's just idolizing men. It's just putting men like before everything, which is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Not what we should do. Red flag for friends when they keep in touch with your ex.
Oh.
Why are you my friend? Who's more valuable to
And
you?
it's even worse if that ex hurt you.
Yeah, my God.
That ex hurt you and they remain
that's
friends.
a pick me and a friend, sorry.
Yeah. And I don't mean like you were married and then you shared the same friendship group or whatever it is. It's like you were dating someone and they broke up, they hurt you, and then your friend remains friends with them. That is...
Imagine I'm friends with your exes or your friends of mine.
No.
Nah, ew.
You win the custody battle, you know?
Ew,
you come with the friends, you meet my friends. Once we end, they're no longer your friends.
Totally. Gross.
Annoying things that friends do. I've changed it. Sending you 10-minute voice memos. Like, I don't want to listen to a podcast, babe. I'm filming a podcast. I don't need to listen one. Just call me. Some people are allergic to calling. I don't know what it is.
I used to be.
They'll text you a million messages, like blah, blah, blah.
me.
I'm not going to read them, honey. Just call me. We can have what was said in 1,000 messages could be said
babe,
in
that's
2
so
minutes.
Me and you. I'm dead.
She loves to text. I'm like, girl. Then you kind of realize when you're friends with me or dating me or whatever, I'm not going to respond. So you just
You do respond to me though.
I do, but if it's a long thing, chances are I'm not going to read it.
I never text you long things though.
Yeah, I feel like texting is reserved for, oh my God, this happened, something small. I'm going to be 5 minutes late. But it's not for essays. It's literally not. That to me is just like so annoying. And sometimes, I'll get like a 10-minute podcast recording, like voice memo, and I'm like, oh, like really got to listen to this. I'm like cleaning the house, like cleaning my room. I have to be like,
note to self. Red flag for friends if they have an open phone policy with their partner and their partner goes through all your text messages.
Oh my God.
Not a like you've got to tell us passcodes just for ease. Like he actually goes through your messages. So my boyfriend would know all your business.
No.
It's just not acceptable. Imagine.
I think that's so gross.
So gross.
Like, I'm not here to be confiding in your partner. Like, I'm talking to you, and the things that we talk about and discuss is between you and I.
Yeah.
It's not you, me, and him.
Yeah.
And I feel like those dynamics, if you like those dynamics, that's fine. But there's a spider.
Oh, it's just a day long week.
Yeah.
We had a friend whose boyfriend was like crazy and went through her phone without her knowing and read her whole conversation with her best friend, which was extremely private and extremely sensitive, and was just like, I read this. And she was like, are you fucking joking?
Yeah.
Like, not on.
No.
So keep your partners away.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Bye, guys.